Good evening. I'm Brooks Compton, Mayor of the City of Centerville, and the City of Centerville Council has just wrapped up its 19th meeting of the year on November 21, 2016. Our meeting started at 7:30 and we ended at approximately 9:40. Our meeting was called to order, and we had the invocation given this evening by Reverend Charlie Woodward from Epiphany Lutheran Church, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. All council members were present this evening, so we took what we normally do at one of our council meetings, and we took action on our previous council meetings and the minutes from those meetings. All were approved with a couple exceptions based upon a couple council members who had to be absent at a couple of the meetings. On our communications this evening, we did receive word that Richard Welsh, who's been a longtime member of the Drainage Task Force for the City of Centerville, initiated by Jim Singer, is resigning from that commission. And we appreciate all the work that he's done. He's been on that committee for more than 25 years. So, Mr. Welsh, we thank you for everything you've done with respect to the Drainage Task Force. Tonight, we also had the good fortune to recognize the Charter Commission. That was a 9-member group that was chaired by Doug Klein, former council member, Deputy Mayor Doug Klein, and former council member Paul Gresham. Dr. Gresham and Mr. Klein made a brief statement about the Charter Review Commission, and all of the members were recognized this evening for the hard work they put into that commission and the recommendations that they made on behalf of the Charter Review Commission to amend a couple items that we have on that will come on the ballot at the next regularly scheduled ballot for those amendments to take place. After that, we had a special event. We recognized Sally Beals, former council member and former mayor, and Sally was recognized and for all her work through the community throughout the years of her service to the community with Benham's Grove and Yankee Trace, and also her work with respect to the AP district and all the work that she's done for the City of Centerville over these years. So council wanted to recognize her hard work, and what we did and what the city is doing is naming one of the ballrooms at Yankee Trace the Sally Beals Room. And there will be a plaque over the entry to the door and also a notification or a plaque on the wall indicating that this is the Sally Beals Room. We're fortunate that Mayor Beals had with her this evening, to her surprise, family members came in from all over the country to recognize this event for Sally, and we were very pleased to do so, recognizing all the hard work that she's done for the city over these years. As we indicated tonight, Benham's Grove was a project of hers, and she took great pride in that effort, manned the original group to get the open house that started in April of 1992. Did a great job with that, so we're very pleased to recognize all that Sally's done for the community by naming the ballroom the Sally Beals Room at Yankee Trace. Tonight we also had a special event with the Centerville boys soccer team. Under the coach, Jeff Monbeck, was here this evening and brought along Coach Reif from Belmont High School. And there's been a lot of publicity about the game that Centerville soccer played against Belmont soccer from this fall, and I guess they met each other again in the tournament game. Well, this evening, Coach Reif from Belmont and Coach Mombeck from Centerville and all the players were here this evening recognizing what a great event that was, that the Centerville boys soccer team really took a good effort and joined with the Belmont High School team to recognize the fact that many of the members of the Belmont High School soccer team are from countries all over the world and did not have near the soccer program that Centerville has. So the Centerville boys started sharing some of the resources that they had, particularly starting with the shoes, which led to a great effort between the two schools during the game and then after the game. So tonight we recognize that effort by Coach Monbeck from the City of Centerville, or from Centerville Soccer School, the Centerville Soccer Boys team, and also Coach Reif from the Belmont soccer team. It was a very nice event, and we had great attendance by both schools and really appreciated them being here this evening. We also recognized Mark Yandrick, who from the City of Centerville works in the planning department. The Ohio Geographic Informational System awarded him a couple awards this year for the presentation of his maps and some of the designs that he's used to assist the city in their planning department and provide those maps to the City of Centerville. He was awarded a number of awards, and we recognized Mark, who's been a great contributor to the City of Centerville, which gave us an opportunity to note that Greg Horn, as the city manager, has done a terrific job of employing, hiring people for the city, and what a tremendous job they do on behalf of the city. Tonight we also had another special recognition. Martha Boyce, who's been in our community for years, was recognized that she received a special award from the Ohio Preservation Association up in Columbus just recently. And just as a little background, if you're only watching the summary, I'll give you a little bit of background about Martha Boyce. She has been an advocate, an author, an historian, and also an historic preservationist for the city of Centerville over the years. When she moved to the city of Centerville approximately 50 years ago, and since that date, she has written A Sense of Place, which details the historic buildings in Centerville and Washington Township. She was successful in getting the Architectural Preservation District established, and it is the first preservation district in Montgomery County, and it's also to be listed on the National Register of Historic Districts. And she has served as an advisor to the committee that established the Architectural Preservation District, and she was a founding member of the Landmarks Foundation of Centerville, Washington Township. And we are honored to have her here today, and also to recognize her last effort, most recent effort, which was to get the Centerville home of the late writer and humorist Irma Bombeck designated on the National Register of Historic Homes. So we are honored to have Martha here tonight. She's been a great contributor to our community. Very fortunate that she took the effort that she did to maintain the buildings in our community and participate in the AP district over all these years. We had a chance to administer the oath of office to Sue Spiegel on the City Beautiful Commission, and then Rachel Selby as an Arts Commission member. We had a short reports regarding the mayor's report and other council member reports. One thing that we recognized was thanks to the community for their support of Issue 3, their overwhelming support of Issue 3. And I can assure you that the city staff and city council will take the support that you gave us very seriously. And we appreciate you allowing us to have a few additional tax dollars, which will go right back into the community for streets and the police, as promised during the levy. We also had recognized the Hometown Holiday Walk in the Heart of Centerville organization, which participated and did a really nice job, again, at the center of town, then also at Benham's Grove. We had a public hearing. GraceWorks Bethany Lutheran Village is asking for an amendment to their overall development plan for GraceWorks, adding some additional assisted living, and that was approved. Under the consent agenda, a number of items came up under the consent agenda. Most of those were cleanup items that on an annual basis, but one specifically dealt with a moratorium for limiting at this time for 180 days an opportunity to get a handle on what's coming down the pike, which is these small towers that wireless providers are trying to locate in neighborhoods or businesses, and we wanted to have an opportunity to look at that and have the Ohio Municipal League, along with other cities and municipalities in the area, to get a handle on what's being done there. So we passed a moratorium authorizing the council not to take action for 180 days. We also then did just a couple other items with respect to legal services provided by the public defender, and then went on to old business, which primarily dealt with a public hearing on approving the agreement that was entered into with Sugar Creek Township and the Bellbrook Sugar Creek Local School District for the TIF dollars to be distributed, 55% to Bellbrook Sugar Creek Local School District, and then 54% to Sugar Creek Township for fire and EMS protection. That was approved unanimously by the City Council. And then finally, there were no citizens' comments, and then finally we went through new business, which was briefly to address the new fees, the rules and regulations associated with the golf club at Yankee Trace. So that was our meeting, adjourned about 9:40. If you'd like to see the whole meeting, which I encourage you to do so, it was a very good meeting, go to mvcc.net, where the whole meeting will be posted probably sometime on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. And if you have any questions, please feel free to call the City Building at 433-7151 or contact me, the mayor, or any of the council members should you have any questions or concern regarding any item on the agenda or an item that you are concerned about. Thank you for watching the summary, and look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you.